thoughts, views, and opinions you hear on this show are just that: my thoughts, my views, my opinions. So if you don't like them, disagree with them, or whatever the case may be, well, there's a simple solution to all that, and that's just stop listening. But if you care to partake in the conversation, sit back, turn it up, and enjoy the show. YeahDat.
Welcome back to another episode of the YeahDat podcast, hosted by yours truly, West Coast Robbie. How y'all doing out there? I hope y'all are doing well, because the homie is doing well. Before we dive into this episode, recap episode 81, Good Energy and Damaged Goods. We talked about practicing good energy, bringing in good vibes in your life, and moving that way. As well as we covered Trick Daddy's comments of women 35 years of age and older being damaged goods and coming with a lot of baggage. So if you haven't seen that episode on YouTube, watch it on YouTube, youtube.com/West Coast Rob, or listen to it wherever podcasts are available. Now we're back with episode 82, Rotten Tomatoes. And in this episode, we talk about the string of losses we've lost, or lives we've lost in the Navy over the past few months. Young people. We talk about getting help, talking to people, and how that's always an option. We also talk about the green dildo situation, Rotten Tomatoes, movies, the whole nine. So without further ado, let's get into the intro. Hey, make sure you follow on Instagram at YeahDat Podcast and on TikTok at YeahDat Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/West Coast Rob.
The YeahDat Podcast.
Chili Peppers.
She never knew that there was anything more than gold. What in the world does your company take me for? Life bandana, sweet Louisiana.
Thank y'all for listening, man. I appreciate the support, as always. Love y'all.
Looking down the barrel of a hot metal 45. Just another way to survive.
The YeahDat Podcast.
For those of you going through some hard times, make sure y'all talk to somebody. There's resources out there for everybody. Come on.
How long will I slide?
Don't suffer in silence.
Separate my side.
There's help for
I
everybody. Come on.
don't believe it's been slitting my throat. It's all
The YeahDat Podcast.
I heard your voice through a photograph. I thought that I've been brought up the past. Once you know you can never go back, I gotta take it on the other side.
You ain't alone. Let's go. Come on now.
The centuries are what it meant to me.
There's somebody you can always talk to, no matter what.
The YeahDat Podcast.
Vibing, y'all. Love the Chili Peppers.
You wanna know, am I still a slut? I gotta take it on the other side.
Hope y'all enjoy the show. Sit back, turn it up. Let's go.
The skyline started and she's in my bed.
Hey,
A candidate for the soulmate blend.
hey.
Push the trigger and I pull the thread. I gotta take it on the other side. Take it on the other side. Take it on. Take it on.
The YeahDat Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the YeahDat Podcast, hosted by yours truly, West Coast Rob. How are y'all doing out there? I hope y'all are doing well, because the homies are doing well. I've been in good spirits and have good energy and, really doing well, feeling good as of late. Before we dive into this episode, I want to shout out everybody out there who tunes in and who listens to the podcast on whatever podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, who watches on YouTube. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I appreciate you for taking the time. Stick around and engage in the conversation. If you talk to yourself during podcasts like I do, if I'm listening to a podcast and it's a topic and I'm driving to work, I catch myself talking, or answering the question, hey, answer the question to yourself or answer the question in the comment section, man. Engage in that conversation. I'll get back to you. I read every comment. So please engage in the comment section. Make sure you share, follow, etc., etc. Thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, if you're new to the show, welcome. I appreciate y'all for checking me out. So thank you. Episode 81 recap. Episode 81. Good energy, damaged goods. Like I said, I've been in good spirits as of late. Good energy. Been working on myself, just wanting to have that positivity. I'm just feeling good. I don't know what it is, but it's been good as of late. So we discussed that, as well as rapper Trick Daddy's comments about women 35 years and older being damaged goods. He said women 35 years and older come with a lot of baggage and are damaged goods. That's why he doesn't like to date them, which is, I don't know, it's crazy. But anyway, if you haven't already, check that episode out, watch it, listen. You got some comments, drop them in the comments, shoot me a DM, whatever the case may be, and let's talk about it. That was episode 81. Everywhere podcasts are available and on YouTube, so check it out. If you're more of a visual person, you'd rather watch it on YouTube. YouTube.com/West Coast Rob. And now we are here with another episode 82. How are y'all doing out there? I always start a podcast saying I hope you're doing well, because I truly do. I truly wish everybody well out there, because the world is a crazy place. It's a beautiful place, but it can be a crazy place. People are an interesting species, and you really have to just watch yourself. You got to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and if you're, I wish positivity and good health and good life on everybody. And the older you get, the more you mature and you appreciate the smaller things. I know that's a saying, but it's true. I've noticed it within myself. Things that I appreciate now, I didn't appreciate when I was younger. Now I'm in my 40s. Blessed to be in my 40s, because I got homies who didn't make it here. So I appreciate a lot of stuff. And, being in the military, wrapping up my career, getting close to retirement, when I hear stuff in regards or related to the military, especially the Navy, because I'm in the Navy, on mainstream news, it's either good or bad. 9 times out of 10, it's not good, it's bad. So there's been a little string of bad news in relation to the Navy over the past month or two, maybe even 3 months, and it's having to do with deaths of young sailors, and it hits me. It hits me like hard. It relates to me because the ages of the sailors that we are losing are around the age of my oldest kid, and the methods or the ways they are losing their lives is also like relatable because I've had my nephew um, do that as he was getting ready to join the Navy, and he was at a young age, and so it's all kind of like it hits home, and it's sad. It's sad to hear. So that's why I wish everybody like the best. And if you're going through something tough, um, please talk to somebody. Get the help you need, because that is not a solution. I mean, taking your own life or taking a life or whatever the case may be is not a solution. So there's people out there you can talk to. So please do so. Please take care of yourself. But over the past week or two, we've had some deaths in the Navy. We had 18-year-old Kayshawn Wilkerson from Ocala, Florida, who recently died to a self-inflicted gunshot wound at boot camp, which for those of you who are unfamiliar, Navy boot camp is in Great Lakes, Illinois, north of Chicago. That's where everybody goes to boot camp, learns the basics, the general knowledge of Navy. You go through a lot of tests. You learn how to shoot a gun. Prior to learning how to shoot the gun, you get a weapons familiarization, where you learn the parts of the gun, how to hold it, how it functions, etc., etc. So, 18-year-old Kayshawn Wilkerson took his own life at boot camp during, I guess, their time at the gun range, of course, because that's the only time they'd have a live weapon. He enlisted in June of this year, on June 23rd. 18 years old. 18 years old. My oldest kid is 18. I couldn't even imagine. And then, like, you can't even imagine, like, what Kayshawn was going through, to where he felt like this was it. Like that was the call. That's what he had to do. Like, it's sad, man. Whole life ahead of him. Whole life. The condolences go out to Kayshawn Wilkerson's family. 18 years old, lost his life to a self-inflicted gunshot wound while at boot camp, Navy boot camp in Great Lakes. And it's just, like I said, it's a string of unfortunate news in regards to sailors losing their lives. At Great Lakes alone, 4 sailors have died between April 18th and May 14th. At Great Lakes alone, the boot camp, the base. 3 of the sailors died by self-inflicted wounds. One was a chief's gunner's mate, which a chief's gunner's mate is a higher ranking sailor. So I myself am a chief rank. So to hear that, my brother did that is sad. But chief gunner's mate Daniel Delask passed away on April 18th. Condolences to Daniel Delask's family. You had machinist mate first class, which is the rank under ours, Jacob Lavold, who passed away on May 14th to a self-inflicted wound. Well, I say self-inflicted because it's the S word that's kind of sensitive on social media. It may not have been a gunshot. It might have been some other version of, but that's why I'm saying it. And you also had Chief Damage Controlman Rebecca Miller, who also passed away due to complications of chronic ethanolism, which is also known as alcohol use disorder. with hypertension, cardiovascular disease as a contributing factor. RIP to my sis, Reba Miller, condolences to her family. And we also had hospital corpsman second class Makayo Bartley, 28 years old, passed away on May 4th from a car crash. Now, the investigators say it was, or the reporting news chain or whatever reported it was not a self-inflicted method of death. However, the coroner's office determined that Bartley's manner of death, which was a car crash, was a self-inflicted style, if you could say. So condolences go out to those families. I know this wasn't put out to mainstream media, and a lot of sailors as of late have been taking their own lives or have been losing their lives, and it hasn't been put in mainstream media, but it's a shame. It's a shame. So we had those 4 sailors that I just mentioned between April and May of this year at Great Lakes alone. 4 sailors, adding a 5th in 18-year-old Keyshawn Wilkerson. So 5 sailors between April and, well, not between, but from April till now at Great Lakes alone. So it's a shame, man. I don't know what's going on, but we need a temperature check. And as well, we also lost another young adult. We lost 19-year-old Jose Antonio Rivera Lynch IV from Middleburg, Florida. Middleburg is right outside Jacksonville. I don't know if you heard about this one, but they were out in the Timor Sea, right outside of the Philippine Sea, and 19-year-old Jose Antonio Rivera Lynch IV was presumed to fall overboard. Now, for those of you who aren't in the military, who don't understand how the Navy goes, if someone falls overboard, and that's off the side of the ship, there's a big deal, of course, as it should be. Man overboard is announced over the 1MC, which is like the ship's intercom. It goes to everybody, whether you're asleep, in the shitter, in the shower. You report to where you're assigned to report to, and a muster is taken, which is a roll call, and they assure everybody within whatever department you work in is accounted for. Now, Jose was assumed to fall overboard on July 28th, and he was unaccounted for, as well as, so let me rewind. Once man overboard is announced, everybody reports to their department. A muster is taken from each department, and then helicopters are deployed, and then you have people from deck department. They go down in a rib boat, which is a boat. I don't know how big it is, but it's a rib boat. It's lowered in the water, and they go and they search the area that was reported the person falling off. The ship then turns around, the big aircraft carrier or whatever ship you're on, destroyer, etc., turns around and tries to come back to recover, so that way the boat can come back. But Jose was assumed to fall overboard on July 28th, and they were searching for 2 days. Searches were then suspended on July 30th, and he was pronounced dead due to falling overboard. Body was never found. 19 years old. Enlisted in the Navy June of 2024. Been in the Navy a year. 19 years old, man. 19 years old. Was looking forward to the Navy, was everything. It's crazy. Condolences go out to the Rivera Lynch family. Man, may you rest in peace. And of course, we've had, I'm sure this was national news, 21-year-old seaman Angelina Resendez, who went missing on the 29th of May and was later found deceased June 9th. Due to foul play by another sailor. So, if you haven't been following that story's kind of been a little sketch. Her family has been upset with how everything went down, as they should have. But man, that's a bad pattern. So 5, 6, 7 sailors over the span of 4 months? April, May, June, July, August. Over 4 months. And that's not even to mention sailors that it hasn't been reported that I haven't found. So please take care of yourself out there. Talk to people. If you notice people are acting different, talk to them. Be open. Be legit. Be really concerned about people and their well-beings out there, man. People need people. Not everyone has people or someone or a support system or something. And all it takes is just one person reaching out, checking on somebody to change somebody's mentality, man. So please do that. Please check on people. Please talk to people. And if you're the person that needs to talk to somebody, please talk to somebody. Please let somebody know. Please. You know what I mean? Because there's people out there who love you and who need you in their lives, regardless of what y'all think, and if y'all think that's not the case. But it's sad. Condolences to all the families, and may those that we've lost that I just mentioned rest in peace. Man, it's crazy stuff out there. On a lighter note, have y'all been following the dildos that have been thrown on WNBA courts? I kept hearing about it. I heard about one and I was just like, what? Like, the audacity. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy of all things. And then another one happened and I was just like, what is this? So I looked more into it, and dildos have been thrown onto WNBA basketball courts. For those of you who aren't aware of it, some dildos have been thrown on WNBA basketball courts. Now, the WNBA is picking up a lot of popularity as of late, as it should. I think it's well overdue. The women's platform in sports is starting to propel. And, me being a girl dad and with girl athletes, I'm all about it. I love it. But recently, some sex toys have been thrown onto professional basketball courts. There was 2 arrests. One was 23-year-old Delbert Carver, and he was charged with disorderly conduct, public indecency, indecent exposure, and criminal trespass after he was accused of throwing a sex toy at a game on July 29th. Now, whenever something happens and it gets to the public eye or social media or national news, whatever, there's always a chance of copycats and, imitators, etc., etc. So a second arrest was made, and this person, Caden Lopez, 18 years old, was also accused of throwing a sex toy at a August 5th game in Phoenix, hitting a man watching the game in the head. Now, since incidents have increased, community members from a meme coin called Green Dildo have taken responsibility for some of the disruptions. And that's a shame, man, because people are so consumed with going viral and want to go viral. They're down to do whatever. Oh, I need to get this. I need to get seen. I need to, what I'm saying? I'm trying to go viral. So, like I said, Green Dildo, a meme coin, which is that still a thing? Like cryptocurrency, meme coins, like that's still a big thing? Like, oh my God. But a spokesperson from the group told USA Today that the members started throwing green sex toys to coincide with the launch of the meme coin, which was created the day before the first incident. So the first incident was July 29th. That caused, 23-year-old Delbert Carver to get arrested. So, dropping on July 30th? July 30th, yeah. So, the group wanted to use the viral stunts to garner attention to their coin. They didn't do this because they dislike women's sports or like some of the narratives that are trending right now are saying, which they find is ridiculous. So people are saying, it's misogyny, and it's just, it's because women, like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's dumb. Like, there's better ways to do it. And is that legit though? Like, was it called green dildo? I mean, it probably was, because one of the sex toys was a green dildo. So okay, I get it. It don't make sense to me. Like, it's like, why would you launch a meme coin called green dildo? I don't know. It's dumb. The fact that people do like publicity stunts nowadays, like more often, to try to go viral is like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? I wonder if it worked. I wonder if the stock worked. If that publicity stunt worked and it caused them to garner a big uptick in sales or what have you, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. But I don't know, a lot of the players, a lot of the coaches, not having it. As they shouldn't. I mean, as they shouldn't. It's ridiculous. There's other ways of doing shit. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Green dildo. Stupid. Gosh, stupid. People are stupid, man. Oh my goodness. That's why I live in my own little bubble, man. I just focus on my family and just do my thing. But like I said, I've been feeling good lately. I've had good energy. I'm cleaning up my diet. Just working out, riding, just doing all kinds of stuff, enjoying time. Got my anniversary coming up. My wife and I have been kicking it. I mean, watching a lot of movies. So, Rotten Tomatoes. What's up with Rotten Tomatoes, man? What's up with them? So, they used to be like spot on when it came to their ratings. So back in the day when I was younger, a movie would come out and there was two big movie critics, Siskel and Ebert. And their critics held a lot of, or their criticisms held a lot of weight. However, they were like old school minded. They were big on like scores, cinematography, like the wickets of a movie. So when a new movie came out that was like a different genre that wasn't traditional, they were known to critique it and give it a bad rating. Now, as time progressed, we have like social media critics, and then we had Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes comes out and they just blow up and they become the movie critique review platform. So when they rate a movie, people hear it, they take into it, or they take it in, and it's just like, okay, cool. Rotten Tomatoes gave that shit a fresh. We need to go check that out. So, as of late, this is my opinion, they have not been it as of late. So, first off, Rotten Tomatoes has a team of curators whose job is to gather thousands of movie and TV reviews weekly. The team constantly collects movie and TV reviews from Tomato Meter approved critics and publications, generating Tomato Meter scores. So Tomato Meter approved critics are critics who they pick and choose, and it comes from like a variety of different cities. So you have like critics from Houston, you have critics from Seattle, et cetera, LA. Then you have, or LA, New York, etc. But then you have like platforms or social media reviewer, whatever. And that's how they kind of like they go about their scoring. And then if you're considered a top critic under Rotten Tomatoes is whatever jurisdiction or what have you, and if five top critics give your movie or your show a good rating, and it's what 60% or higher a rating, then it's certified fresh. That's how that works. But yeah, I don't know, as of late I've been upset with them because they have the tomato meter, then they have the popcorn meter, which is the tomato meter is like the critic rating and the percentage from all the critics. And then you have the popcorn meter, which is ratings from verified screeners like you and I, going to the movie, watching it, rating it. That's how they certify the popcorn meter. So, you know, I've been on my movie game lately. I'm a huge movie buff. My wife and I, we love movies. My daughters as well. So we've watched a few movies, and you know, going based off Rotten Tomatoes, I'm not one to be like, okay, oh, these fools said it was good, we need to go check that shit out. I'll take into account though, because I know they have a bunch of critics sitting watching it and they're rating it. So I hear the Rotten Tomato score and it's like, okay, cool, it got a good Rotten Tomato score, let's go check it out. I've seen movies that Rotten Tomatoes has given bad tomato scores, but I've liked the movie. So I always keep an open mind. So as of recent, my wife and I have watched the movie Weapons. Weapons came out last Friday, and we went and watched it Friday night. It looked good. It looked kind of interesting. It was, you know, anything with kids like it gets creepy. You know what I mean? So we went and watched it. Rotten Tomatoes, I saw a commercial. Rotten Tomatoes said 100. It got 100 on the Rotten Tomatoes score. And I was like, 100? I ain't never seen no 100 on Rotten Tomatoes. So I told my wife, I'm like, yo, we need to check this out. This shit got 100. But then I went and looked on the website, and it got a 95. I was like, if it got a 95, y'all rounded up 5%. That's crazy. Y'all rounded up a lot. But anyway, it got a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes, and the popcornometer gave it an 85. So the screeners, the everyday screeners, the fans, the people who go watch the movie, gave it an 85%. My wife and I watched it. I dug it. It was cool. It's not a horror film. I think it's labeled as a horror film, but it's more of a thriller. But I liked it. I liked the way it was set up. It wasn't, people say it was just like a slow burn, like it was like a slow buildup, but nah, you're into it though. Like you don't realize it. It's a longer movie, but you're engaged in the story, the whole movie. The only thing I don't like about the movie is the ending. I feel like they could have explained a little more. I'm not gonna spoil it, but things could have been explained a little more, and I didn't like that in the ending. So for this, I can say Rotten Tomatoes, they were all right. They were pretty accurate with it. They gave it a 95. The popcornometer, the fans felt like it was an 85. So pretty accurate. Final Destination Bloodlines came out earlier this year. Rotten Tomatoes gave that a 93%. Fans gave that an 87%. Popcornometer. I saw it with my family, and that movie was ass. I don't see. That movie was not good. That movie was not good for a Final Destination. To be a part of the Final Destination series, that movie was not good. Not good. Now I know people's preferences are different. This is just mine. I'm letting y'all know how I feel about it. If you liked it, congratulations. If you liked it, you know what I mean? Good for you. You know what I'm saying? Good for you if you liked it. I didn't like it. If it was real low budget feeling. It felt like I was watching a movie from the Asylum production company. And if you don't know who the Asylum is, they're known for like the Sharknadoes, the Mega Croc versus Dinosaurus movies, them Sci-Fi Channel movies. That's the company, the Asylum, for them low budget movies that are, out there like that. Now, my wife and I will watch Asylum movies. Just we get in the mood like, oh, let's watch a movie. Let's watch a low budget movie. So we'll watch an Asylum movie. Shout out to the Asylum. But Final Destination Bloodlines, for it to get such a high rating on Rotten Tomatoes, I don't understand why. It was not good. Like, it was not good. And we were sitting there, and I was sitting there watching it, and halfway through, I'm just like, what are we watching, man? What is this? What is this? So, that right there, Bloodlines for me, miss. Next, 28 years later, another movie that adds to, or that's a part of a collection. Years in the making. Like Final Destination Bloodlines, I don't see why you had to make another one. 28 years later, here we go, another one. Highly anticipated. Previews look good. Or trailers look good. Rotten Tomatoes gives it an 88%. Popcornometer, the fans gave it a 64%. Now that's a big difference. Now the aforementioned two movies that the two aforementioned movies were close in Popcornometer and the Fresh rating. This one starting to, the distances get a little greater. So 88% Rotten Tomato score, 64% Popcornometer score. Yeah. 28 years later, no. I don't know. Yeah. It was just like, why? Big letdown. Could have been a lot better. Wasn't it? That one, you could have just saved money and not made that one at all. Next movie, The Monkey. This one, the trailers, the idea behind it. Oh, I was like, oh yeah, I was excited for this one. I was like, damn, this one looks good. It's a horror movie. Okay, cool. Yeah, this one looks good. Good plot. It just seemed like it could be a great movie, great idea. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 78% fresh score. Popcornometer gave it a 56%. So the viewers were like, yo, what the fuck? Watching this movie, my wife and my one of my daughters, we watched it. My daughter was like, what is this exactly? And at the end of the movie, I said the same thing. Big letdown. Produced by James Wan. I like James Wan, man. James Wan is cool. He had cameos in the movie. But that movie was a fumble. Gosh, that movie was a fumble. That movie could have been better than what it was. Like, the whole idea behind it, like, it could have been better. It's not a horror movie. Some of the scenes were like crazy. I mean, there were some crazy scenes in it, but that movie could have been way better. That was a fumble. And it's not a horror movie, like I said. It's not a horror movie. That's like, it was more so like a comedic film. It wasn't scary. There was like it wasn't even scary. It was just more so like gore. It was like a comedic movie. I guess you can categorize that. I've never seen Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever, like those kind of movies, like the Winnie the Pooh movies and the Mickey Mouse movies and shit like that. You can categorize that. Well, those are horror movies. I guess Five Nights at Freddy's, I guess you can put it in the same kind of category as that, because it's not a horror movie. My daughters have seen Five Nights at Freddy's, and I don't know, they say it's not scary. The monkey isn't scary, but you can categorize you can categorize that a movie, The Monkey, as a comedic film. It wasn't good. It was not good. I was let down on that one. And finally, the last movie we've watched recently was War of the Worlds, starring Ice Cube, has Eva Longoria in it. It was on Prime. Now, War of the Worlds is a book that came out by Stephen King back in 80s, 70s, 80s. Fact check. But there was a movie made about it. A couple movies, actually. But the most recent movie was starring Tom Cruise. It came out in early 2000s or late 90s. Let me check that out real quick. War of the Worlds. And I've seen that movie, 2005. So the War of the Worlds movie that came out with Tom Cruise comes out in 2005. And they felt like they had to do a remake, which not every movie needs a remake, y'all. Not every movie needs a remake. Goodness. So they do a remake. This one is starring Ice Cube. You can tell that this one, they were trying to modernize it because it's just modern. Cameras, FaceTime, internet, etc. Rotten Tomatoes, I heard, gave this movie like a 0. You got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's what was put out. I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes and it got a 3%. A 3% rotten. So War of the Worlds starring Ice Cube got a 3%. Popcornometer, the fans gave it a 22%. So it was better. The fans' review was better than actual critics. I didn't even finish the movie. Now, mind you, I'm from Cali. Love Ice Cube. My wife isn't a fan of Ice Cube or his acting. He can't act. It depends on the role, I guess. I mean, he's tolerable. But watching it looked like another Asylum movie. And there's no disrespect to the Asylum, man. There's places and times for y'all's movies and stuff. But it was like, no, when the aliens finally are popping up and are shown, it's like, what? Then they're showing like it's just a movie about like Ice Cube's facial expressions. The movie is not good whatsoever. But I would agree with Rotten Tomatoes on that one. That one was not good. I didn't even finish it. But Weapons was good. Rotten Tomatoes was good on that. Final Destination Bloodlines, they were wrong on that one. I'm not gonna say they're wrong. That's their opinions or whatever. One didn't agree with them on that one. Didn't agree with them on 28 Years Later. Didn't agree with them on The Monkey. Agreed with them on War of the Worlds. But I don't know. Rotten Tomatoes, man. Let me be a part of y'all's team. Let me rate movies. I come in with an open mind. I'm down to watch any movie. Let me sign me up. Where you sign me up at? But yeah. But we gonna end that right here. We gonna end this episode right here, y'all. Hey man, make sure you do y'all's part. Like, comment. Make sure y'all comment. I love the comments. People like to talk. People like to be slick in the comments and try to say some slick shit too, but it's funny. It's all comedic, man. It's all comedic. But make sure y'all comment, y'all like it, y'all share it, y'all follow, y'all support. That's the biggest thing, man. Support. Y'all support strangers, y'all support celebrities. Support the homie, man. Support the homie. Especially if you know who I am, if we've conversated, if you know the homie. Do your part, you know what I'm saying? Follow on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/West Coast Rob, or youtube.com/@ the YeahDat Podcast. Make sure you get on there, you watch the videos, you like them, you share, leave comments. Follow on TikTok, at YeahDat Podcast. Instagram at the YeahDat Podcast. But stay tuned for the next few episodes as well. I got some interesting guests lined up that I know y'all will be excited for. It'll be some interesting episodes, so stick around for that. But until then, I appreciate y'all for listening as always. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for y'all support. I've got none but love for y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. And until the next episode, it's the West Coast. It's the homie West Coast Rob signing out. Yeah, that.
The YeahDat Podcast.